Ludolph van Ceulen, the 28th of January 1540 to 31 December 1610, was a German-Dutch mathematician from Hildesheim. He emigrated to the Netherlands. Van Ceulen moved to Delft to teach fencing and mathematics, and in 1594 opened a fencing school in Leiden. In 1600 he was appointed the first professor of mathematics at the engineering school, Duytsche Mathematique, established by Prince Maurice of Orange at the relatively new Leiden University. He shared this professorial level at the school with the sovereign cartographer Simon Frans van Ceulen, which shows that the intention was to promote practical, rather than theoretical instruction. The curriculum for the new engineering school was devised by Simon Steven, who continued to act as the personal advisor to the prince. At first the professors at Leiden refused to accept the status of Van Ceulen and Van Ceulen, especially as they taught in Dutch rather than Latin. Theological professors generally believed that practical courses were not acceptable studies for a university, but they were not willing to reject the school outright since it was founded by Prince Maurice. Leiden University governors heard in April 1600 that Adrian Metius, a fortification advisor to Prince Maurice and the States General, had been recruited and raised to the level of a full professor to teach mathematics at the rival Franeker University. The Leiden governor's main problem was to match Franeker University, without raising the status too much of Duytsche Mathematique, so they quickly recruited mathematician Ludolph Snellius to the university, as distinct from the engineering school, but then relegated him to the arts faculty. When the first degrees were to be conferred on engineering school graduates in 1602, the governors and university's senate refused to award them, except via an examination conducted by the university's own mathematics professor, Ludolph Snellius, ensuring that Van Ceulen and Van Ceulen were seen as inferior to the university's own mathematician. However, Ludolph Snellius and his son Willebrord Snellius both taught mathematics at Leiden University and appear to have cooperated closely with Van Ceulen, the Van Ceulen, Simon Steven and the engineering school. Willebrord Snellius, in fact, worked closely with Steven. Van Ceulen died in Leiden in 1610, calculating pi. Ludolph van Ceulen spent a major part of his life calculating the numerical value of the mathematical constant pi, using essentially the same methods as those employed by Archimedes some 1700 years earlier. He published a 20 decimal value in his 1596 book Van den Cirkel, which was published before he moved to Leiden, and he later expanded this to 35 decimals. After his death, the Ludolphine number 3.141592638463384643383279502888 was engraved on his tombstone in Leiden. The tombstone was eventually lost but later restored in 2000.